Hello and welcome to the first in a new series of videos. There will be many more to come in which we are going to compare the different trim levels within the different models, within the different makes of new vehicles that we carry here at Bob Smith Motors. My name is Daniel Zent. I am with Bob Smith Motors in Billings, Montana, and we are going to start off today with the 2016 Mazda CX-5. Now keep in mind, Mazda has three different trim levels. We have the Sport, we have the Touring, and the Grand Touring. So we are going to start off with the base model, this 2016 Mazda CX-5 Sport. Now as we start on the exterior of the 2016 Mazda CX-5 Sport, the first thing that I believe we should note is that the manual transmission is only available on the front-wheel drive Sport trim level, which also includes the 2.0-liter Skyactiv G 4-cylinder engine. And also on the base Sport trim level, we do have 17-inch alloy wheels. Now, as we can see, this CX-5 Sport is equipped with these door trim plates with the CX-5 logo. Those are on both the driver and the passenger door, as well as the rear bumper. Those are an option on the Sport level. They are not standard. What is standard on the Sport level is these cloth seats. Still have bucket seats in the front. All right, here we are in the interior of this CX-5 Sport. We're going to take a look at some of the basic options available on this model. Now, this is the very base model, like I said, the front-wheel drive manual transmission. All the steering wheel controls are still there, even on the base model. We have volume and tuning controls for the stereo. We have controls for the Bluetooth, which this does have Bluetooth, and it does have cruise control. All those controls right there on the steering wheel. Over to the left, we do still have power locks, power windows, and power side mirrors. Our stereo unit is very basic, AM/FM CD player, but we do still have an auxiliary input. We do still have a USB port, 12-volt charger port down below. We can also see our manual climate controls. And as I said before, this is a manual transmission, front-wheel drive model. We do still have the electronic parking brake. We can see the back seat here. Now the back seat of the CX-5 is very roomy and very spacious. I can sit quite comfortably back here. And aside from the seat material, as in cloth versus premium cloth versus leather, the back seat really changes very little from the Sport to the Touring to the Grand Touring. Now the very back of the vehicle, our cargo space back here is another area that changes very little from trim level to trim level. Sport, Touring, Grand Touring, it is essentially the very same. Alright, so there we have the basic rundown on the 2016 Mazda CX-5 Sport. One big difference that is available, you can get an automatic transmission and an all-wheel drive on the Sport model as well. So that said, let's check out the next level up, the Touring. Now the first difference right off the bat when we switch from the Sport to the Touring level of the CX-5 is we move from the 2.0 to the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder Skyactiv G engine. The 2.5-liter is on the Touring and Grand Touring models. It is also on the automatic transmission model of the Sport. Now, keep in mind, this is technically a Grand Touring model because I did not have a Touring on the lot today. So first off, ignore those wheels. Those are the Grand Touring wheels. The Touring model has the same 17-inch alloy wheels as the Sport model. First addition we get for the Touring CX-5 on the rear view mirrors here, the side mirrors, is we do add blind spot monitoring. We've got those sensors. Also do the rear cross traffic alert system that works in tandem with the backup camera, which is also added on the Touring. The headlights are also upgraded for the Touring edition. And it can be upgraded more if we add what's called the Touring Tech Package. Then that's going to include the auto leveling headlights, the adaptive front lighting system, so those are going to level themselves up and down depending on lighting. They're going to turn up to 15 degrees right and left as you go around an intersection. They're going to also include the rain sensing windshield wipers and the auto dimming rear view mirror with the HomeLink system. So as we pop this trunk here, we're going to see one of the two differences I mentioned. The back seat changes very little. There are two things that change from the Sport to the Touring. The first one here is, rather than the Sport model having a 60-40 split on the back seat that folds down, the Touring has a 40-20-40 split, and it also adds these little levers here that will pop each one down to give you some more cargo space there. Okay, now the second difference in the back seat from the Sport to the Touring model is that we have added this little fold-down armrest with the cup holders. That's it, aside from the seat material. Now, ignore the fact that this is leather because this is a Grand Touring. The Touring model has a premium cloth as opposed to the cloth of the Sport model, but they are still available in the same two color selections. There's a black, and then there's what's called a sand. Another great feature added to the exterior of the Touring trim level that is not on the Sport level is the advanced keyless entry. So, if we lock the car and we have the key fob in range as we approach, all we have to do is push the button and that unlocks or locks the vehicle for us without having to dig the key out of our pocket. Okay, so now we can check out the interior, see what has been added on this 2016 Mazda CX-5 Touring trim level over the Sport. I did mention the rear view mirror having the home link system. It is auto dimming because we are equipped with the Touring Tech package. We've also got the leather wrapped steering wheel as well as the leather wrapped shift knob. This is an automatic transmission and is also equipped with the all-wheel drive. And the automatic transmission does have a manual and sport shift mode. We do still have the electronic parking brake. And here we can see the control for the Mazda Connect infotainment system. This controls everything, pushes in joystick. We've got shortcuts for home, for music, back, navigation, which is an option on the Touring level if you do have the Touring Tech package. The navigation is a part of that. AM, FM, CD player. You can equip XM radio, stream Pandora, stream Bluetooth, plug in a USB device, all kinds of stuff. I honestly could do a video on just what you can do with the Mazda Connect system. It is also a touchscreen, but the touchscreen is disabled when the car is in motion. And another package that is offered in the Touring trim level is what we here at Bob Smith call the Sun and Sound package. Sun being the power sunroof up above, sound being the upgrade to the Bose stereo system. We have also added 2 more speakers. We moved up to 6 speakers for the sound system, regardless of whether it's upgraded or not, as opposed to 4 in the Sport level. So those are the basic additions, some of which are options, some of which are standard on the Touring model of the 2016 Mazda CX-5. We have 1 trim level left. Let's check out the Grand Touring. Now, the biggest feature added to the exterior of the Grand Touring model is, of course, the 19-inch alloy wheels that we can take a look at here. Those are standard on every Grand Touring CX-5. We also have the upgraded headlights, as I mentioned before, as part of the Grand Touring Tech package, which contains the same features as the Touring Tech package. It's just added onto the Grand Touring model.
Okay, now here in the interior of the Grand Touring CX-5, some of the options for the Touring are standard on the Grand Touring, such as the rain sensing windshield wipers, the automatic on and off headlights, the Sun and Sound package, as I said, was the upgraded Bose stereo system with the power sunroof up above. That is standard on the Grand Touring. As well as, we can take a look here at our dual zone climate control. So of course you can set a different temperature for the driver and the passenger. Also our heated seat controls, again standard on the Grand Touring. Also on the Grand Touring we do have heated side mirrors on the exterior, as well as the leather seating that is also again standard on the Grand Touring. And a couple of great safety features that can be added on to the Grand Touring model with what's called the iActive Sense package. That's an option you can add on. That's going to include safety features like the Mazda radar cruise control and the lane departure warning system. And our back seat on the Grand Touring model is the same as the Touring edition, except that it is in leather seating material. Still available in two very similar colors. There's a black and this lighter one, which is called a parchment. All right, well, that's going to do it for this first installment of our new trim level comparison video series. Again, my name is Daniel Zent. I'm here with Bob Smith Motors in Billings, Montana. Any other questions you may have about the Mazda lineup, the CX-5, any of our other vehicles, you can always check out our website, bobsmithmotors.com or bobsmithmazda.com, as well as just give us a call here at the store. We would love to talk to you and answer any questions you may have. Be on the lookout for our next trim level comparison video. And until then, we'll see you next time.